Daniel, I understand you've been writing poetry. Have you been published, and if so, where?
I not under my name. There is some out there, but it's not necessarily my best anymore. It's the kind of stuff I look back on and go so I'm not sure, but yeah, it was in a magazine called Rubbish. It's what everybody's talking, and it's made predominantly. It's a fashion magazine, but they have one poetry page, which I imagine a lot of journalists will be scurrying to find as I say these words. Pardon me? Oh, are you? Well, thank you. Well, I hope you enjoy it, and don't judge me too harshly. Isn't that a line of Dumbledore's?
Yeah, I've got a whole book of your poetry.
You have actually, yes. You have.
I got it as a present. You gave me as a present.
I'm quite cheap, so I just gave him stuff I'd written.
Yeah.
I couldn't be bothered to get him something real. Thank you, Mike.
Plug it soon.
And there's a lady just, I think, about the 9th or 10th row here on the right-hand side. Thank you very much. The last question will be with you. Thank you.
Hello, this question is to Daniel as well, and it goes to a little bit to the right, to the same direction. I was wondering, Harry Potter is now about to finish for you guys. How does it feel, and what are you going to do afterwards?
Hopefully, just keep acting is the plan. You know, I just want to keep going for as long as I can, and you know, I've had a fantastic time in Potter. I will be very sad to leave it, because every time I look back on one of these films, every scene I watch will be forever linked to a memory of what happened that day, or you know, something that was happening around that time in my life. So every single scene of these films will inevitably be linked to some memory from the formative years of my life. And so it will be incredibly sad to leave them behind. And also to have worked with such an amazing crew of people, more or less consistently, for the last 9 years as it is now, has been a real privilege, and something I'll probably never, a privilege I'll never be afforded again, most likely. So I've enjoyed it, I've loved it. I will be very sad to leave it, but you know, equally, there will be an element of excitement about the idea that, you know, a script might come in and I'll go, and I don't have to go, oh, I'm sorry, I'm kind of busy for the next 4 years, you know. So it's kind of the idea of that is quite exciting.
And the rest of you,
Yeah,
sad to let go. Tom?
Yeah, I can certainly second that. I mean, it's been a hell of a journey, obviously, and it's a real contrast of emotions about leaving. I know I'll be very sad, and I'll probably cry my eyes out the day we leave. Yeah. Equally, like Daniel says, it's very exciting, the idea that something could come along at any moment, and you're free and available to do it without bleach blonde hair. So that will be.
Tom isn't really this colour. I think we should point that out.
It's not actually my natural. Yeah, in case you didn't. So I will certainly not miss the hair dyeing, but everything else I will pretty much miss, and I certainly second the crew and cast have been unbelievable, not only professionally but on a personal level as well. I've certainly made some friends for life.
Bonnie,
I
would
think,
you like to
definitely as well. It'd be lovely to the same as what Tom and Dan have said, but also to watch other people as they sort of go on to do, you know, each of their own things. I think some people definitely this is the career that they want to kind of continue in, but then for others they actually have another passion they want to sort of continue. So it'd be lovely to see everyone, and I hope the best to everyone who goes on into different elements of their lives. That'd be good.
I think the thing I'd say very briefly about the fact all the kids who've done the Potter films, and I'm happy to include myself in this, is that through doing Potter, we've worked with a lot of people who've been in the British film industry for a long time and who have been working very, very hard for a long time. And I think what these films have given us is we've watched these guys and how they approach their lives and how they approach their work, and you realise that the way they do it and the way they keep doing it year after year is by approaching it with enthusiasm and passion and a really strong work ethic. And so I think that, you know, the group of kids on Potter, myself included, we've all been very, very lucky to see these people and how they go about their jobs. And I think hopefully it's something that we'll all be able to take away from having been lucky enough to work with these people is a work ethic.
And can the rest of you just, Michael, do you think you'll pick up the odd bit of acting here or there after this?
I don't know. I might get another job after this, but I'm straight back on the stage, I think, after this.
And the two Davids.
I'm really I'm looking forward to moving on and taking up a career as an actor.
I think didn't that start in the third film? When
No, I mean, I think I've been involved in these films since 1990. Well, I've optioned the book in 1997. And so this has been a huge part of my life. And I've been in pre-production, production, or post-production since 1999. And it's like having a real job in some ways. But each and every day, I am excited to come to work. And I am, like Dan said, inspired, challenged. And I think I'm a much better producer for the people that I've worked with these past, so far, 10 years, but soon to be 12. You know, directors like David Yates and the actors sitting along here, just challenge you and make you better as a professional and hopefully as a person. So when it's over, and I'm sure we'll answer this question a few more times in a couple of years' time, but it'll be really, really, really sad, but at the same time, really exciting to take on new challenges with the experience that one's gained through this.
And David Yates, the last word with you.
Yeah, and there's a really interesting energy. We're working at the moment, as you all know, on Deathly Hallows, and I think we're all aware that this great sort of juggernaut is sort of reaching the end of its journey in a way. We finish shooting next spring, and everybody comes to work, I think, somewhere with that knowledge in the back of their mind. And what it brings is not that there's ever been a lack of commitment for people who work on these films, but everybody wants to do their very best work because they know we won't go around again after Potter 7 Part 2. So there's a huge enthusiasm and passion and a real family atmosphere there at the moment too. We all know it's going to end soon, and we're all making the very most of it, and we want to do our best work for it, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you to show your appreciation for our guest this afternoon? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you very much.